Hi, we're in the kitchen today to show you how to make sausage rolls.
Charlotte, you've made these before and I've really enjoyed eating them. Let's find out how to make them.
Okay, let's cook.
So Charlotte, what do we need to do first?
Okay, so first of all you need to get your ingredients together. I do recommend using ready rolled puff pastry. You can make it yourself, but it takes such a long time. This is easy and it tastes good.
It does.
So use it. The other thing you need is an egg, a little bit of milk, some sausage meat and some flour. Now this sausage meat I actually bought from our butchers. It comes in a tube like that. This is about 400 grams, which is about the right sort of weight, but if it's slightly more or slightly less, it doesn't really matter too much. You don't have to be too precise. But yeah, if you go to your butchers, you'll get a really decent sausage meat, and this cost me about £3, so it's not
that expensive.
It's not expensive. If you can't get to the butchers, then you should be able to get something like this in the supermarket. So before we start, we need to set the oven to 180 degrees. So the first thing you need to do is to cut the pastry in half. So lengthways, just run your knife down through the middle like that. And we'll move that to the side because we don't need it for a minute now. Yeah, would you mind? Thank you, Angela. Right, okay. The next thing you need to do is get some flour down on your work surface because this will get a bit sticky. Would you like to put some flour down for me, Angela?
Okay.
Thank you.
Does it matter what kind of flour you use?
Not really, no. I mean, I tend to just use plain flour because you don't need it to rise.
Is that about right?
Yeah, that's lovely.
Is that about a spoonful?
Yeah, yeah. And then cut your sausage meat in half. So basically we're going to make like 2 really long sausages. So cover your hands in flour and basically you're rolling the sausage meat into one big sausage. Right, so we need to roll the sausage meat to the same sort of length as the pastry. So sorry Ange, would you mind just bringing that back? So just give it a little check to see if that fits. Oh, I must have made these before because that's perfect. Okay, great.
Let's leave it on there?
Yeah. And then you need to roll out the other one. Right, so right now we've prepared everything and now we need to make them into sausage rolls. First thing we need to do is to dip your finger in some milk, just a little bit, not too much, and just run it down one of the edges.
So what's the idea of
the
this,
pastry?
Charlotte?
So this is to seal the sausage rolls. But if you put too much milk on, it's sort of soggy, and if you don't put enough on it, it won't seal either. So it's just a small amount. And then you get your pastry and roll it over.
So you don't need to put anything else on the inside?
No, not unless you want to. I mean, if you've got more time and you want to get creative, then you could do all sorts of things to it. But I'm showing you just a really simple, easy sausage roll that still tastes brilliant. You know, without having to do too much. So then you roll it over and then just carefully with your finger press the 2 seams together.
It's beginning to take shape and it looks
Yeah.
sausage roll already.
And there you've got one enormous sausage roll.
Man size.
So you need to do the same to the other side as well. Whilst we're talking about pastry, one thing I did forget to say is if you do use the ready rolled pastry, it's important to get it out of the fridge before you want to use it, because otherwise when you try and it comes rolled up in a tube, doesn't it? The
yes,
ready rolled pastry, and when you unroll it, it can crack. So you want to get it slightly at room temperature, so so you can unroll it nicely and it doesn't crack on you.
About 10 minutes or so before you need to use it. It's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. There we go. So right now you have 2 gigantic sausage rolls. But I'm going to show you, well, we've got 2 options, Ange. We could either cut them up into small ones or some bigger ones, or we could do a bit of both, just to show you your different options.
Why don't we do a few different ones?
Okay, right, we'll do a few different ones. Right, okay, so if you were going to have a sausage roll for lunch or a meal, then obviously it's better to make a bigger sausage roll. What's quite nice to do is just to cut it into 4. Nice and simple. Cut it in half, and then cut it again, and again. like a nice sort of size sausage roll, a bit bigger but not too big. And then this one, so say you're going to a party and you want to take sausage rolls to the party,
little nibbles.
you want to take some smaller ones. So I'm just going to make these ones a bit smaller.
How about leaving one big one at the end?
That would be greedy.
Oh.
I would get the big one.
I was hoping it was for me.
No, I would get it. Right, now the next thing you want to do is put them on a baking tray. I've got one here. I've lined it with baking paper. Now you don't have to do that, but if you're like me and you don't want to end up with loads of difficult washing up, it's worth doing because it just means that the pan's got less mess on it afterwards.
Always good.
And it doesn't affect the cooking, so I would do it. So, just need to place them.
How far
On the
apart do they need to be?
Well, they
So I
will
guess they will get
rise.
bigger?
Yeah, they do rise. They puff up. So it is important to to space them out. Yeah. Right, we've got all the sausage rolls on the baking tray now. So what we need to do is brush them with beaten egg. And that is what gives them that really lovely baked look, irresistible baked look.
Absolutely.
So you want to try and cover every little bit of pastry. Give it a good coating, but not too much.
Is this about right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Lovely.
Right, we've got all the sausage rolls now brushed with beaten egg. Now you can just put them in the oven like that, and that's lovely. Plain sausage rolls might be good if you're cooking for children and anything like that. But if you want to make them look a bit fancy, zhuzh them up a little bit, you can sprinkle lots of different things on them. I like poppy seeds and sage.
Nice.
You can also put black pepper on the top, sesame seeds, anything that you want really. And you just sprinkle it on like this. But like I say, just leave them plain if that's what you want to do. But I think if you sprinkle something on the top, it just gives it that extra sort of homemade, lovely.
It's
kind
so
of
simple
look.
to do, isn't it? Why not?
It is, that's it. Particularly something like black pepper, which you've got at home anyway.
You don't have to go out and buy anything
No,
special, do
that's
you?
it. This is dried sage, and I just think if you sprinkle a little bit on the top, like that, just makes
It's a
it
classic accompaniment to pork,
It
isn't
certainly
it?
is, and it just makes it look a little bit more special.
Fabulous.
Right, let's get them in the oven. So they're going to cook away for about 30 minutes. They take 30 minutes in my oven, but just check with yours after about 25 minutes, because ovens do cook things at sort of different speeds,
They do.
don't they? So just keep an eye on them, but for me it takes half an hour at 180 degrees. You've seen how simple that is. It's really simple. They've been cooking for half an hour and they are ready. We've got them out of the oven.
The house is smelling so good, Charlotte.
Oh, it certainly is, it certainly is. And yours will too when you make them. Let's plate them up and give them a try, shall we?
Yes, please.
We've taken the big ones.
Obviously.
Oh,
We
thank
do
you.
have one. I was ready to dive
we're gonna
in
eat the
there.
big ones and leave the small party ones for someone else. Maybe we'll have them later.
I think so.
Right, let's give them a go. Tell me what you think.
Mm.
It's really good.
That is so good. I guess you could eat them cold, but fresh out of the oven, it's got to be the way.
So nice. Get yourself some pastry and some sausage meat and make them. Go and make them, they're brilliant and they are really, really easy. I hope you've enjoyed watching us making and eating homemade sausage rolls. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more of our fun recipes. Yeah, and we'll put the recipe in the description as well, so don't forget to look there if you need that too. Bye!